You need to break yourself up if you want to speculate.
Now, if you take a look
In effect,
at
speculators.
his name,
Another thing they do, they buy keep stuff. I'm back, and I got 5 more bad habits. You need to break yourself up if you want to speculate like a pro. Let's get right back to it. Ineffective speculators. Another thing they do, they buy cheap stocks because they assume everything.
Natural gas, those are not specific, right? You're not to say those are natural resources. So with everybody, and you now have the bank of Japan, England, America, the Chinese apparently loosening up. Everybody is now loosening the money supply, printing money.
Hi, I'm Max Kaiser. This is the Kaiser Report.
Jim and Andrew,
We also had a relatively discount interest rate where banks borrow from the federal government. There's a lot more support for that in the
shortages of nearly all commodities developing and I'm going to make money in the commodities. If the economy does get better, it's going to print a lot more money. Place to be, and we all have
I was just saying, I told you this has been happening for weeks. All we do is search stuff online. And we use several different search engines, but start pages stuff just proxies. And if someone in the world is watching us, we all say technicians watching us, learning that they're being listened, fixing our searches, or saying they're killing us. Of course they can't have me on here dominant. And I'm dominating all over the web now. We're being censored everywhere.
Everything in the world
I have confirmed that people are
maybe the US dollar will go up initially, but probably everything would be hit in the shock that made it worse. So I own gold. I'm not selling my gold.
The crash of Lehman Brothers. It was a discussion on my side of
and what the Fed is doing is simply guaranteeing that
most people don't understand
the 0% interest rates prevent.
And perhaps you know Venus Project, you know the Revolt Charter organization, you know perhaps the books and the stories of Gene Roddenberry, Star Trek, where we live in a world without money. I can tell you it is possible. But the problem we are facing is how can we get there? And all that we have to know is it happens in our minds. We have to push the right switches and then we will find the path.
Okay, traders. Good morning, good day, and good night, wherever and whenever you're watching my FM Signals info show. My name is still Guide from good old Germany, and you're welcome to another 48 hours technical analysis and synthesis. By the way, before we starting today, I'm choosing the Kiwi US dollar, so Kiwi dollar US dollar. So analyze the stuff again, it's still yours. And before we started, by the way, let me say something. Basically, this week I've got a lot of to do some private things and about here my FM Signals project. So I don't have the time to publish and to produce and publish the videos while Wall Street session. I will try it, but I want to say you here right now, I don't give you a guarantee that it will be happened while the Wall Street session. So don't be disappointed. I will upload the video, by the way, in the evening or night, so after Wall Street session. But I will try to do that. And yes, so next week, usually time frame. Okay, guys. Here we go. Today evening, it's also 1840, by the way. Monday at Wall Street, 24th April 2012, 24th, 24th, it's today here, by the way, in Europe, European time. So yes, the Wall Street is closed and we are 1 hour a little bit more before Japanese trading session. However, let's get an overview about the economic data this week. So this week will be very volatile. Today was also a volatile day. Here we saw Dow Jones 0.8 down. By the way, Nasdaq around about 1%, and the DAX, for example, erased all loss of last week. So yeah, that's what I said days before here in one video. We are here at I don't want to say we are at highs and highs in the equities, but we are an interesting place in the equities, commodities, bonds, in the assets. Even as I said, we are like it's like an airplane. We are flying, and then how do you say in English here? This air. Yes, air holes. Yes, we are here like flying, and here you know these air holes. If you flew with the plane, of course, and then a shaggy. So, and the point is, of course, after air holes like this, not only in the course rates, by the way, also in my opinion, also in other assets, by the way, equities, bonds, etc., and commodities, of course. And the question is, of course, after we are, of course, the pilots, and if we've got the air holes, the question is, of course, yeah, we will fly through the same way, so hold our positions, or will the markets or the market participants, yes, think about it, rethink about it, and get new positions. So, and that's the name of the game, my opinion. And by the way, this week we'll have a lot of datas and a lot of events, so the market will be surely event driven. Okay, so let's get an overview. Let's fly over the economic calendar, by the way, here from Daily FX. So here today data goes out. So, and oops, let's get a view about the weekly. This week, come on. Here we are, here we go. And here we see, yes, in 2 minutes, net migrations in New Zealand. So, by the way, Whitemans are speaking in New York. In 1 hour we will get several prices. Important data tonight, all Austrian dollar traders, consumer price index, and on yearly and quarterly basis. So very important here, high live coverage by FXCM here we see. So then by the way, important for all chief traders, tomorrow 8 European time, of course here Central European time, by the way, 3:30. So in 3 hours, so by the way 21:30 in New York time. Here at 8 o'clock in the morning Central European time, all chief traders here, trade balance, import export, also important, slightly important here, the public finance for all pound traders tomorrow morning or this morning, Tuesday. And of course Canada retail sales, also important for Canada traders, and for dollar traders, consumer confidence. By the way, house prices, Schiller index, important for the equity markets, and by the way also second touch if you want for the dollar. However, on Wednesday, also important, import export, trade balance from Europe. Then much more important on Wednesday for pound traders, GDP, and for West dollar on Wednesday, the, how do you say in English or in German, the durable goods. So excuse me, while fresh here in my office. Okay, however, on Wednesday, and the big event this week, of course, the Federal Open Market Committee rate decision, and of course the release at 8 o'clock, so 14 o'clock New York time, and 50:50 New York time, 20 or 40:15 excuse me, Bernanke's press conference. So very big event, and we will see what will happen. So, by the way, also important, New Zealand dollar. On Wednesday, after Bernanke's decision, we will see. We will see what the RBNC got to say. So, and that's the reason why I'm choosing this cross rate, and technically looks also very interesting, so fascinating. So, okay, and on Thursday we've got also data of Europe. On Thursday is Europe in the focus, confidence data, and much more afternoon European time, CPI, Germany and Europe. So, or the Germans also, of course, excuse me, Germans CPIs, not Europe. So, Europe consumer confidence, yes, that was confidence Thursday from Europe in morning Central European time, and after or midday after midday, then the consumer prices from good old Germany. By the way, on Thursday afternoon, Central European or New York morning, jobs claims, homeland sales, not so much impact as on Friday. On Friday night or Thursday evening evening or night in New York, we've got here Japanese data, consumer prices, jobless rates, industrial production, consumer price index, Tokyo, slightly indicator, and retail trades also. So industrial productions, in my opinion, high. So, by the way, however, and on Friday, the end of the day, also big data from the US, gross domestic product, so GDP, and of course consumer confidence, the University of Michigan. So you see, use the economic calendar, watch the ticker. It will have, of course, impact. By the way, of course, I don't know in which way, who knows, but it will implicate it, or it will be volatile. So what you want to more as a short-term trader. And by the way, on Wednesday, the big event, and for us, our cross rate today, here at the start of the week, Bernanke's press conference 2015, so Wednesday afternoon or midday, while the end of trading session on Wednesday, Bernanke's press conference, and 2-3 hours later, New Zealand central bank decision. Okay guys, that's the economic calendar, and now let's get back to the charts. Well, let's get forward to the charts much more. Okay trader, here we are, here we go with the New Zealand dollar, US dollar. By the way, 5-minute chart. Let's get started here, and what we see, we've got here this high start of the week, then the sell-off in the last 24 hours, and now this recovery, if you want. So yes, it will be a widely week, not only in the New Zealand dollar, US dollar. And yes, the big event for this cross rate is even on Wednesday, FOMC and RBNZ decision. So prepare. However, if you wanna go long or short on this cross rate. Okay, before I'm painting and showing you a trading capability for the next 44 hours, or until the rate decision and this week, let's get a bigger time frame, the 1 hourly time frame. And here we see, I thought here for 2 weeks here to go long with a smart short. So we are stopped out here, and we see we've got here this sell-off. So the New Zealand dollar, yes, I thought, and yes, I thought that was a missed trade. All right. By the way, and here if we see we've got here this 1, 2, 3, something like a stochastic, if you want, on a daily or on the hourly time frame. Excuse me. And here, so I'm painting here some lines in, and here we see here, if you want, here these lines. We've got here something like a stochastic, if you want. If you're trading with indicators, you know what I mean. So, and yes, the question is, of course, here the highs, the lows on 20th March at 80.56.7 by my broker, or here the highs. Here I thought we will broke up on March highs, but yes, this was a bad decision, by the way. So we fell down and created here something like a downside trend. So here. And we broke here this upside trend also. So here. So I thought here my last trade here we will let here this trading box behind us. But now we're on the downside, and the question is, of course, will we come back, stay in this sideways trend, or perhaps break out? And here we are, and here we are. And yes, perhaps give us on Wednesday and trigger the FOMC or the RBNZ. So perhaps we'll get a trigger in which way ever. And I would slightly prefer the short side. So slightly sell New Zealand dollar and slightly buying US dollar. Why? From the technical view here, on last Friday I'm creating here the New Zealand dollar. Bigger overview here, by the way, the New Zealand dollar trade weighted index of the RBNC, and we see here, of course, we see here we are trading here at higher levels. We see the lows 2009, the high 2009, the high 2010. Here, that is this line. So is this line without right extension here, the high 2010, 910, and we create here this extended line. Here we see again. So here without. So, and here if we see a with, here we've got the highs 2011. And 2012 we got the first high at start of the year, and here in the last 2 weeks perhaps we created another stop. So I would slightly expecting these are weekly time frame, so don't get fooled. It's a weekly time frame, bigger time frame, and it's a trade weighted index, so economic data are also implicated or in this index. However, here that shows me that we are round about the top, so I would slightly prefer to sell New Zealand dollar cross rate by cross rate. Analyze this stuff again, it's still yours, cross rate by cross rate, and to come back to the here to the we touched the FIBO line this week right here now. However, let's get later to this fact. However, and I would slightly prefer the US dollar. Why? Perhaps I don't know if the market are accepting QE3 and whatever, but I don't think that Mr. Bernanke will give us signals or support for next QE. Even like wait and see with his own balls. So I'm expecting about this point something like this for the matters. However, it's not important what will Bernanke say on Wednesday, much more how the market will react, and perhaps the market will be a little bit disappointed, or our dollar shorties, and that could slightly give the dollar even support, and in the context here the New Zealand dollar even pressure and perhaps an outbreak this week, or not outbreak, perhaps we will trading here around about this area, around about 0.80. So that's the idea of this trade today, or for the trade of this week. I'm hoping you could follow my conclusions. Yes, how do you say in English? Come on, guys. Okay, that's the idea for the trading capability today. So I would slightly short this cross rate and buy, and so slightly short this cross rate. Okay, here once again without lines and here with lines. So okay, first target should be here the lows of last month. Okay, but let's go to the 5-minute charts. Here we are, here we go. Here we see this the sell-off today here, and while New York session we've got a recovery here and come back. So and came back, yes. Okay, so let's put this 1 hourly lines here in the 5-minute charts, and then here we've got this picture, and we see here we got here this upside trend, this slightly line, so, and here this downside trend, and we are proudly trading here in it. So got a sell-off on the downside, and here we are in this downside trend. So I would still sell here and accepting here slightly slower prices, of course, here in this cross rate this week. By the way, yes, we will see what will happen on Wednesday, so it will be rightly, so don't forget the stops, or yes, or by the way, let me say something. Yes, I don't like even to trade cross rates by so much news or event risk or event opportunities. However, but this week, as I said before, are many risks, many opportunities, and it will be widely, so don't forget the stops. Okay, so I would slightly accepting here this downside trend, so, and even the target, as I said, should be, if we are zooming this here, or if we are not wrong, I'm not wrong here, we'll see it will be 25th here. Yes, okay, if we stay in this trend line here, that's the time where we'll when Bernanke will speak. So here I'm accepting price, and then we will see what will happen. So then we will see what will happen. So okay, from the technical view, okay, that will have the biggest impact this week. So okay, yeah, much more factors this week in this cross rate. So let me talk or break it down purely technically. And here I'm painting 3 lines inside. First line here are this one from the highs here, from the highs from 2 weeks to the highs of last week, start of the month, only start of the week, and here also. So we've got always interesting fact, by the way. Here we've got also here we've got here we've got in the middle of the week the high, and then last week also, as I want to say it here, last week at the start of the week the high, and the question is, of course, this week, is this high, is this again again the high. So we've got yesterday, by the way, or today, wherever you are, here the sell-off on the start of the week, and the last week before also. So interesting fact. And by the way, we've got here and this was here above this upside trend. So after map, it could be that we broke this. So we see we traded here proudly above one-time area. This trend tried to come back, or last week perhaps it was only a short squeeze for the weekly traders. Here don't want to have positions over the weekend, and here to last 24 hours we've got here the sell-off again, and we are still in this trading area if you want. So here looks much more better. So here, so yeah, it will be widely and interesting. So this week, okay, so let's come back here. That's the main trend if you want. So, and interesting is we've got here this turnover as we touched this here start of New York session. So, and got here the pullback, here the lows of last week and the highs of this week. So here what to do, how to trade this. I would proudly wait and here take sell positions. Of course, here that will be the best scenario in my opinion. So I would wait here until roundabout 0.1860 if you want, 8160 of course. 1860 no, 8160 of course. Take here the stop, and here take the stop at least at the weekly highs at 0.8187. So I would proudly, proudly here short this cross rate. But we are here 50 pips down under, so you can also, if you take no so much margins, you can also short right here right now this cross rate, cause I don't know. As I said, I would proudly short here on the buff side, but I'm not sure, or we are all not sure of course, will the price goes up into this area. So we could, so you can also go short right here right now at once at 81.24 by the way, and here take the next stop, and here I will surely make and stop on the weekly highs. So that's my trading capability for today. Even in the context until the Fed decision on Friday, and the fact here that the New Zealand dollar is on a weekly time frame, also on a high, very highs. So this chart is, by the way, from Friday, my German edition. Yes, you can also watch it if you. Yes, if you watching my other videos here, by the way. Okay. So, okay, I would slightly prefer here, or I'm expecting here trading price action here in this area. So, and if we are going here above this line here, I would take the last stop, or here I would take the stop 81.87. So here the stop, if we're trading above, we are squeezed out, and if we fall here back again, I would proudly selling likely more this cross rate, cause it would looks like here in the bigger view for me much more attractive, how do you say here. So, but who knows what will happen until the FOMC decision. So many factors in this cross rate, many factors, and it will be very exciting and volatile. Okay, here we are on the back on the 5-minute charts. So here back on the 5-minute charts. So here I'm expecting here prices here between this area. So these are of course the Goldilocks scenario if you want, the 100 pips scenario if you want. So we go up and then sell to the new lows. But yes, we will see what will happen. Trading is not so wishful thinking, by the way. Okay, So I'm painting here also in the end some FIBO lines, and here we see we've got here the weekly or the lows of this week here, and here are the lows. That's the first target in my opinion, 0.8087, the first target. So 40 pips, 45 pips, 87 the first target. Second target here 50 pips or 30 pips, by the way lower. The second target we don't see here, and then third target are trades above the sideways trend. Perhaps could give us a big trigger here, March, how to say, April sideways trend here, and also here we see it here also in the New Zealand dollar. I don't got an overview about the another dollar cross rates. Don't looks like so technical interesting for me like this one. Also US dollar in the context of the Fed decision over next tomorrow. Okay, here the weekly lows, as I said. Let's zoom a little bit. So we see here the downside trend of this week, and here on the 5-minute chart here the week. And interesting is also here we have got here the highs by the 50 price range of this week, high lows 50 price here, that was here end of the trading session of New York. I've got programs to upload here the trading session paint or picture. However, here was the high, and here we are trading here slightly slower after New York. So okay guys, that's all for today. Hoping you understand my conclusions or my opportunities. Once again here, perhaps the best scenario would be here to sell New Zealand dollar again and take the stop here on the weekly highs at the start of the week. So, and if we come back trading higher, I would probably sell you once again. Or if you have enough courage, a little with slower margins, you can sell here at once. So all in all, I would sell New Zealand dollar, US dollar on Monday night or Central European Monday night or Monday evening, the 24th April 2012, 20:05 New York time. I would sell New Zealand dollar, US dollar, and take the stop here on weekly highs. So, okay guys, thank you for watching my video, spending your time. And trader girls, by the way, of course, also one trader girl sent me an email and talking only guys. I'm a girl or a lady or women. Okay, by the way, all traders, of course, all ladies inclusive, by the way. So good morning, good day, and good night, wherever and whenever you're watching my FM Signals info show. My name is El-Erian, and you're welcome tomorrow to another 48 hours technical analysis and synthesis. Thanks for spending your time. Have a great time. Talking to you tomorrow. Bye bye.